Hello, good morning. Mostly for those on the playback, good morning. I'm feeling very tired this morning. I don't know what I was doing in my sleep last night, but I feel very, 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 very tired. We'll give a few minutes for people to get on. I decided that the first person to get on in the mornings, we will ask them their sign, and then that will be who we start with as far as the reading. So instead of starting with Aries every single morning, whoever's the first one to comment and tell me their sign, then when we get to the daily reads, we will start with that person or that sign. Okay. So that way we can make it kind of fair. If it ends up being the same person every day, then I don't know, maybe we'll switch it up. But hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Doesn't look like, at least in my area, I can't speak for the country. Good morning. I didn't really see that there was a lot of effects from those solar flares. It's not like I've seen a lot of power outages. I kind of wondered with all of the flights that were delayed if something was going on with that, and maybe they were preemptively canceling some flights just for safety, but I have no idea. Good morning. Good morning. I decided that whoever was the first person to comment and let me know what your sun sign is. Hi from New Hampshire. Is that NH New Hampshire? Penny. So whoever comments first, which is now Penny, and then tell me your zodiac sign. When we get to the daily readings, then we're going to start with yours. Okay. Perfect. Libra. So good morning. Hopefully you had a good weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about today's energy, Monday, April 4th. And we can ramble about whatever. We'll allow a couple more people to get on. But Penny, thank you for coming right in. Libra sun, Sag rising, and Taurus moon. Today the moon is in Taurus, Penny. So you're in your moon element, and I'm kind of sitting here anxiously awaiting to find out if my second grandbaby is going to be born today, which would make her a Taurus moon. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My daughter is on her way up to the hospital right now. And so I'm kind of a nervous wreck a little bit, but yeah, she would be a little Taurus moon. So additionally, I think the reason that I'm a little bit nervous is because there's some pretty big, good morning, hello. Remember that only some of you I can see your names, but I'm pretty sure that's my beautiful friend from Australia. But so it'd actually be good evening to you, right? So yeah, moon's in Taurus, and my daughter's on her way to the hospital. And but there's some other crazy transits happening today. So last week we were kind of talking about how it was the new moon, but we also had that Chiron transit going on. So today, April 4th, there is the moon square Mars and Saturn conjunction. Yep, Australia. So the moon is square Mars and Saturn conjunct the North Node. Now, Saturn and Mars are both known as malefic planets, or planets that can cause, less desirable energy. So we're only saying that not to create self-fulfilling prophecy and go out and have a horrible day, but don't let anybody trigger you. So, Mars is like the planet of war, and it's a lot of other things too, really passionate. What I kind of wanted to do was to give you guys this as a kind of a motivation if you're trying to learn astrology. Now, you guys are going to know that I'm always talking about Crystal Savoy's positive astrology cards. I have several astro decks, but if you want to learn astrology, I really think she has the best deck. Plus, she's so sweet and so nice. But what you can do is you can hear about something like today. If you hear me talking about it and you want to know more, you could pull those cards out. What I'm going to do is I pulled out each one of the planets I'm going to talk about, like Mars, Saturn, right? So we've got Mars and Saturn here, and then they're conjunct. So I've got the card that represents conjunct here. Plus, they're going to be squaring the moon. So I've got the square aspect and the moon aspect. And then you can kind of start to put the energy together. I'm a hands-on learner, so somehow like being able to look at and process the information while being able to hold it helps me to really make sense of it. Okay. So basically, the square is a very challenging aspect. Just think if somebody was going to say, oh, they're squaring off, they're probably going head to head. So the square is a very challenging aspect. So anytime any, planets are square each other, there's going to be a challenge. But to have the moon, which is all about our intuition and, our maternal energy, which I'm wondering if that's kind of what's pushing my daughter into labor, sensitive. So, and then Saturn is like, let me tell you something about yourself. Let me call you out on some things. And Mars is very fighty too. So all of these energies together might bring up some opportunity for, disagreements, arguments, such like that. So, just again, don't go about your day and be afraid of anything, but just understand that the energies are there to be a little bit disruptive today. Okay. So moon square Mars and Saturn conjunct the North Node, plus moon square Venus sextile Jupiter, conjunction, or no, just that's it. And then Mars conjunct Saturn and square the North and South nodes. So there's a lot of energy today, and it's just to be aware of. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that, but yes, the moon is in Taurus. And now that we've got a couple more people on, I've decided that instead of starting with Aries every day, and then because Bianca mentioned it, because she's a Pisces, so Pisces would have to wait until the very end every single day for their card. So we're going to kind of do something where the first person to comment their sign, which today was Penny, and she is, as you can see, a Libra sun. And actually, Penny, I'm so glad it was you, because I kind of wanted to start with Libra because my daughter that's, potentially having my granddaughter today, she's a Libra. So I kind of wanted to see what the Libra energy was going to be. But before we get into the daily polls, which, by the way, for the daily polls, I want to start getting some of the decks out that I never, ever use. So we're going to be using the Oracle Tarot. So this is like a hybrid of a tarot deck and an oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish. I'm pretty sure it's out of print, but it's such a fun deck. So we're going to use this. And then we're going to also pull everybody a crystal card from my new crystal deck. Asia had sent me this. It is called Crystal Healing Cards, Chakra, and Universe. So you guys are going to get 2 cards today. For one of my rambles, I wanted to talk about something really quickly. I don't know if you guys were on, again, if you're on TikTok or not, but sometimes you will receive information on TikTok that you weren't necessarily wanting to receive, and it kind of changes a lot of things. For instance, I learned that coffee creamer, almost every kind of coffee creamer, is like 80% vegetable oil, like really horrible, super inflammatory vegetable oil. It's not cream of any kind. It's not even like dehydrated milk that they rehydrate. It's vegetable oil. So I haven't been drinking coffee creamer for years, because I knew that it was really horrible for you and inflammatory. But what I just learned is that, did you guys know that most oat milk, almond milk, coconut milk, these non-dairy milks that they have us on that we feel really good about ourselves for drinking, they are seriously so high in things like soybean oil, cottonseed oil, again, super inflammatory, super, fattening, disruptive, hormone disruptors. So if you have been thinking that you're making a better choice by drinking oat milk and almond milk, you need to check the ingredients, because they're horrible. And I'm not just trying to, ruin your day by saying that if that's what you're drinking. I just put some coconut milk in my coffee, but I read the ingredients. I went to the health food store and I grabbed every coconut milk and I read through the ingredients. So you can find some that don't have that shit, but you have to look at the ingredients. And just because my daughter happens to work at Starbucks, I was able to see the ingredients on the oat milk, which I know everybody loves the oat milk at Starbucks. It's horrible, you guys. It's not a better choice. So if you're like a vegan or a vegetarian and you have to drink a non-dairy milk, then I guess you have to do what you're trying to do. But I'm just trying to work on my health. I'm not trying to be a vegetarian or a vegan or whatever. I just want to make better, healthier choices. So read the ingredients. That's our ramble for the day, just because those things are so horrible for us. And remembering that low vibrational, crappy health, if it's crappy for your health, then it's crappy for your vibration, basically. Okay. So that's my rant. So how did everybody's weekend go? Say hello if you haven't already said hello. And we're going to start with Libra today. So let's grab the deck. Like I said, this is the Oracle Tarot hybrid from Lucy Cavendish. I love her decks. You guys might, what are some other Lucy Cavendish decks? Like I think she did the Halloween Oracle, which I love. I believe she's from Australia too. Correct me if I'm wrong. But here's the back of the deck. And they are like an oracle type size as far as the card goes. But what's kind of cool about them is they do have like a nice little keyword. So if you're somebody that's learning tarot, they would be nice for you to be able to. And also if you've been an oracle reader for a long time, but you're wanting to transition over to more tarot, this is a really good transition deck. Good morning, Lewis. How are you? We were just talking about the Moon square Mars Saturn conjunction today. I don't know if there's anything you want to share about that. Lewis is a very knowledgeable in astrology and numerology and all kinds of interesting things. So if you want to add anything to that, I don't know if you were noticing the energies for today. Okay, so we're going to start with Libra, but we are going to give a quick shuffle. I haven't used this deck for a long time. So because I'm starting out of order, you guys might have to help me keep me so I don't skip anybody. Because last week I did accidentally skip Libra. So like I said, we're going to do a tarot and then also a crystal card. So let me get the crystal cards out too. But as much as we had all of the solar activity, my weekend went pretty good. So hopefully your guys' did too. I think the last time we had this Mars and Saturn conjunction was when the lockdown started in 2020. So there has been a little bit of speculation that something like that could happen again. Of course, I'm trying not to feed into that, but we'll see how the day goes. Okay, so I've never used the crystal deck either, so I'm going to give it a good shuffle. But just look at how pretty the gilding is. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like a dark blue metallic gilding. So, okay, for Libras, let's start with your crystal card. Libra, which includes my daughter, who's up at the hospital right now, probably scared. Okay, so the crystal for today, if you're a Libra, sun, moon, or sun, moon, or rising, aventurine. So, green, really good for the heart chakra. This deck shows you what chakra it's going to be. You'll hear me go back and forth. I prefer to say chakra, like chalk, because that's really how it's pronounced. If you hear somebody from India say chakra, they're never going to say chakra. They're going to say chakra. So I had taken a yoga teacher training course. Actually, I took it twice and both times they went out of business. So I don't know what that tells you about the universe telling me I don't need to be a yoga instructor. But anyway, the first time I took yoga teacher training, the teacher was like a total, Nazi about the word chakra. If you said chakra, she would lose her shit. So I usually say chakra, but I understand that most people say chakra. It's kind of like tomato. There's no right or wrong way, but there's my little fucking rant on that. Okay, so you can see here, it lights up the chakra that you're working with, which is kind of nice. Then it gives you, I don't think it gives you that much information on the card. I don't see anything. Oh, it shows you what zodiac energy up in the corner. So you can see here, Aries. So apparently Aventurine is a good card for Aries, which we are still in Aries season. So, but if you're a Libra, you're going to be working with Aventurine today. If you have any Aventurine, which is usually pretty easy to find and really inexpensive, that would be a good crystal to work with. Now, to pull you a crystal card doesn't mean you have to go run out and buy that crystal, but it means that might be the energy that you're going to need today. So maybe you're going to be in your feelings a little bit, and you're going to just need some heart openers. Okay, now let's get your Tarot Oracle for Libra. There it is. And you have, well, I don't even know what card this is. Look, it doesn't give us a number. It doesn't give us a swords or pentacles. It just says tradition, nostalgia, and reflection. Well, the keyword tradition would make me think the Hierophant. There's no numbers. Like, see, I wanted to start using some decks that I never use, but this is why I don't. Like, what kind of card is not going to give us? So let's all play a little game right now and tell me what card do you think it's going to be before I look it up. Like I said, the keyword tradition makes me feel Hierophant vibes because that's a card that represents traditional values and hierarchy and things like that. Okay. Nostalgia and reflection make me think Six of Cups. Nostalgia is very much Six of Cups, but that image doesn't really give me any of those vibes. So everybody take a guess before I look it up. Hierophant. Okay. Anybody else want to guess before I look it up in the guidebook? But why? I'm like, there's no number. There's no like, okay, last chance to guess. Tradition. Let's see what card it really is. The fact that there's no cups or swords or wands or pentacles on it kind of makes me think that it would be a major arcana card. But there should be a number on it. Which we know the Hierophant is the 5th card. So we'll just go there. I mean, sorry, the 6th. Yes, you guys, it is the Hierophant. But it's literally in the book not even called the Hierophant. It's just called Tradition. But it's the 6th card, which would be the Hierophant. 6th meaning 5th card because there's a 0, right? The Fool is 0. So that's why it also gets confusing. It's technically the 6th major arcana card, but it's usually numbered with the Roman numeral of 5. So yes, this is the Hierophant. So for Libras today, you guys have Hierophant energy. So again, very much traditional. And when we say traditional, it's like what, how were you raised? Sometimes that can be religion. Sometimes that can be, some other type of family type. What's the word I want to look for? Not celebrations necessarily, but yeah, traditions, right? Like yesterday, for instance, because I was raised Mormon, every conference. So the Mormon Church does general conference twice a year, the first Sunday of April and the first Sunday of October. Well, every time they do general conference, my family gets together and does Dutch oven dinner, kind of like barbecue, whatever. I've been estranged from that part of my family for like 5 years, so I don't go. They still invite me because they invite me out of obligation. And that's also part of the energy of the Hierophant is obligatory things. Sometimes they're not even things we really want to do, but we feel obligated. Okay. But yeah, there is, I don't really see the nostalgia part of that, but I don't like this card very much. But this is a card like at Christmas time, right? You might have certain traditions, but I think right now, isn't it Ramadan right now? Or I think there's some major religious type holiday-ish type thing going on. I think it's Ramadan, but don't quote me on that. So yeah, if you're a Libra, you're in the Hierophant energy today. So major arcana card. So it must be a big day. And then with that heart chakra energy, I wonder, Libra, if something like maybe did somebody pass away today? Is this the anniversary of losing somebody? Is this the anniversary of something that is going to be bringing up some feelings for you because of that nostalgia aspect of it? And see her kind of looking out of the window, kind of thinking about, yesteryear or, things from the past. So if you're a Libra or you have heavy Libra placements, you may be in your feelings today, feeling very nostalgic or thinking about, certain family hierarchical structures. Okay. That's if you're Libra. All right. So next up then would be Scorpio. We're starting with Libra and we're going to make our way around. Billy, hi. We're doing general energy just for Monday for each sign. So just wait till you hear yours. I've only done Libra so far. So next up is Scorpio. Scorpio for Monday the 4th. So Scorpios are going to be a little bit more triggered today with that Saturn Mars. Just because even though now they're technically ruled by Pluto, the traditional ruler of Scorpio was Mars. So Mars is still very much associated with Scorpio energy, if that makes sense. Okay, so Scorpio, you guys have 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. So again, we got this card quite a bit yesterday or last week. It can be somebody that's being dishonest, distrustworthy, but swords are always about what we're thinking about or what we're talking about. They represent the intellect and communication. So again, this is the Tarot Oracle. So it gives you guys some keywords and it says ego and internal politics. So if you're a Scorpio, try to stay out of your ego today. And especially with that Mars and Saturn conjunction, square the moon, stay out of your ego, stay in your heart. Let's get you guys a crystal for the day. If you end up having the crystal that is pulled for you, it would be great if you could carry that crystal with you. If you don't have it, just channel the energy of that. Also, for people that are new and getting into crystal healing and you don't have, 100 different crystals to choose from, if you get yourself a piece of clear quartz can be programmed to take on the energies of any other crystal. So technically, if you have clear quartz, you have every crystal that you could ever need. What you would do is each time you want it to take on the attributes of a different crystal. So for instance, for Scorpio, you guys just got angelite. Okay, so if you don't have any angelite, but you have a clear quartz crystal, you could clear it. And there's lots of ways you can clear crystals. Run it under some clear water and just set the intention for it to clear. If you have Reiki, you can clear it with Reiki. You could grab some sage, some Palo Santo, incense, whatever, clear it. But your intention's the most important part. Then you're going to hold it in your hands and you're going to program it and ask it to take on the energetic properties of angelite. Okay. Angelite is going to be, I look at it as a throat chakra crystal, but the chakra that's lit up here, you can see is the crown chakra. Okay, so this is all about opening up your crown chakra, opening up your mind, getting you out of that ego, Scorpio. Okay, but yeah, if you've got a clear quartz crystal, it can be programmed to work as any other crystal. So work with some angelite if you have it. If not, get yourself some clear quartz. Okay. I'm going to read just to see what we have else. What else does it tell us about angelite in here? 42. Let's see here. Hello. Who else is, as you're coming in? Sorry if I haven't said good morning yet. And hello. So 42. How was your weekend? 41, 42. Angelite. Okay, efficacy of the crystal. This is a crystal that causes a great change in your perception. It makes you focus on the truth and also talk about it. So that goes so well with this 7 of Swords that says to stay out of the ego and stay out of your internal politics and get out of your own narrative. Okay. Focus on the truth and also talk about it. It awakens your philanthropic spirit and makes you want to help others directly. It makes ordinary people interested in the profoundness of the universe and helps open doors for mediators. So because 7 of Swords can be a difficult card, you're being blessed with the energies of this angelite to make sure that if there are any situations that arise with any kind of argument, and again, back to the Saturn, Mars conjunction, there very well could be. Okay, what does Lewis say? The 4/4/2022 equals 14 equals 5. So we did start out with the Hierophant as the first card, so it makes sense. The 4 is a feminine energy ruled by Uranus and represents the sign of Aquarius, which all those transits that I've been talking about, by the way, they are in Aquarius and sacral tribes. 14 is identified foundation, and 5 is mathematically determined to use practical discipline to reorganize a steady path with endurance. 4 is fractality, collective service at work. I love that. And I tend to look at 4s as a very like foundational energy, just because like the pillars, right? You've got the cornerstones, the 4 cornerstones, very firm. We're 4. By the way, if you guys want to get in on this, today at 4:44, well, actually, I think they decided it was going to be Pacific time. No, Eastern Standard Time. 4:44 Eastern Standard Time. So that would be where I live in Mountain Standard Time. That's going to be 2:44. At 2:44 Mountain Standard Time, we're doing a collective prayer meditation for, world peace, for just, increasing the vibration of the planet. So if anybody wants to join in that, I don't know if you guys are aware of the power of collective intention setting. Collective meditations and prayers are literally, have been scientifically proven to be very, very powerful. Weekend was great. Thanks. Got out for some backyard or back roads driving. Love that. Yes, my weekend was really good. Mostly just stayed around the house, went for a walk yesterday with my dogs and seen some friends I hadn't seen for a while. What else? That's about it. But this morning got the call from my daughter, who's on her way up to the hospital right now, probably in the hospital right now. She's not due till the 13th, but she's having some high blood pressure and had a really bad headache, which can be kind of a dangerous sign. So she's going up to the hospital for labs, but I just have the feeling they're going to start her. So yeah, that's exciting, but I'm a little nervous. Okay, Lewis. And that's why the 5 is flexible act today to reorganizing the fixed energy. Okay. Well, I'm always about flexibility, and I don't really enjoy fixed energy ever. But so you Scorpios or heavy Scorpio placements with the 7 of Swords and the Angel Light. Okay. Besides programming clear quartz to take on that crystal element, you can just evoke it, or you can just will it. You can use your free will to bring on the energies of anything that you want. Okay. You don't have to have the physical mineral or crystal in your hands to be able to work with it. But if you do have some angelite, Scorpios, that would be nice to take with you today. Okay. So that would make Sagittarius up next. Sagittarius. Here we go. Saggy. We've got another 4. So nervous. This would be the 4 of Cups. Okay. So 4 of Cups, and the keywords on this, because again, this is the Tarot Oracle. It says nervous about change. So any of you, Saggies that are watching this now or will be watching on the playback, if you've got something going on that is going to require some change and you're a little bit nervous, well, first of all, most people are nervous when it comes to change. Okay. I read a book in my 20s called Who Moved My Cheese? In fact, I have it up on my bookshelf up there. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? And it tells the story about mice that they would put in a box, and like with a what is it called? Like a labyrinth. And they would put the cheese in the same spot every single day. And the mice would know where to go in the labyrinth to be able to find the cheese. Well, after like 3 or 4 months, which is a long time in mouse timeline, they moved the cheese, and they were studying like the panic that it, instills in these mice, and we're doing all these studies on it. And so, it's a very motivational book. It's just a really little book. And it just explains like the psychology of change. But if we're resistant to something, we're always going to be causing more issues for ourselves than if we just try to go with the flow. So if you are a Sagittarius, which by the way, Sagittarians tend to be very spontaneous people. So it's probably not very in your natural state of being to be nervous, but for whatever reason, we're nervous about change. 4 of Cups is all about needing to make a choice and maybe not really knowing if you've made the right choice or what choice we're going to make necessarily. Okay. So that's going to be the energy for today for Saggy or heavy Saggy placements. Let's get your crystal energy that's going to help you with that anxiety for Sagis, crystal or energetic, the energy that can help these Sagis transmute that nervousness. Okay. And no surprise, you got garnet, very grounding. Okay. You can see there the root chakra lit up at the bottom. So the best antidote to overthinking, to anxiety, to nervousness is always going to be to ground your energy. So if you've got some garnet, great, or anything else that is red jasper, anything black tourmaline, obsidian, black kyanite, anything black, red, or even orange is going to help pull that energy down. The way that I like to explain it is that if you are very, very, very depressed, then you're probably in your lower chakras, and you need to kind of raise them up to your higher chakras. If you're full of anxiety, then you're probably living too much in your higher chakras, and you need to ground your energy. That's how you can kind of tell. So if you're having nervousness, I would associate nervousness more with needing to be grounded. So get yourself the energy of red garnet or any other red crystal. Get outside with your bare feet in the grass for 5 minutes and do some deep breathing and just ground that energy so you're not so anxious, okay? So that was Sagis. Now we're going to go into Capricorn. Capricorn, which I know Lewis is a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. Any other Capricorns in here right now? This is going to affect us Capricorns too because of Saturn, okay? Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn. So there it is, and it came right out. All right. So opportunity. This says it's the 7th card. Again, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a major arcana. Nope, I can figure it out now. Must be the 7 of Pentacles, right? I think these little yellow spheres are Pentacles. I'm working with a deck that I don't ever work with, you guys. I'm going to be pulling out decks off my shelf that I hardly ever use. So this is the Oracle Tarot by Lucy Cavendish. It's a deck that gives you little keywords, which is nice, but I'm pretty sure that's the 7 of Pentacles, which kind of like 4 of Cups. No, I'm thinking 7 of Cups too, because 7 of Cups is about choice. 7 of Pentacles is, I usually think this is opportunity. I don't know if that's the key word I would have chosen. When I look at 7 of Pentacles, I tend to think about reevaluating the effort that I'm putting into something and going, am I going to be, is this worthy of my efforts? If I'm putting a lot of energy into something, I want to know what I'm going to get, like a return on my investment. That's typically how I would view the 7 of Pentacles. But this interpretation is 7 of Pentacles is opportunity. So let's just go ahead and make sure I have the right card. I'm pretty sure I do. 7 of... Oh, they're calling them coins. Okay, fine. So 7 of coins. Like I would look at 8 of coins as opportunity. I would look at 8 of coins that way. Yeah, 7 of coins. Good morning. This is for Capricorns, by the way. So 7 of coins. Okay, your investments haven't exactly paid off. Okay, see, that's what I was talking about. I look at this card as wondering about a return on investment. So this says, okay, your investments haven't exactly paid off. In fact, you may have lost out on the Wheel of Fortune. That is financial investment. Would you like to know a secret? You are not alone. The greatest financial thinkers, the smartest business minds, the people who wield some of the greatest cores of material power in the world lose too. The difference is that they know that losing is a lesson and that they will try again, perhaps with more wisdom you may have had. Yes, just in time. We're in Capricorn right now. I can't see your name though. So for Capricorn, we've got 7 of Pentacles talking about how, you could look at it like you're not going to be receiving what you planned on receiving, but it's an opportunity, maybe not the opportunity for money or abundance, but it's an opportunity to learn a lesson. Okay, so every single thing, even if we would normally consider that to be a loss, is an opportunity for learning, for growth. Okay, what is the energy for Capricorns to go along with that Seven of Pentacles? If you are into crypto or into the stock market or anything like that, then today might be a difficult day for that. There could be some corrections. Okay, and you Capricorns, including myself, we have, oh, I didn't realize there were cards that were planets. How interesting. This card's literally called the Unknown Planet. This is going to throw us into kind of a side ramble rant, but that's the whole point of these videos. You guys, okay, so I will just be full disclosure here. I have been a believer in Planet Nibiru, Planet X, Wormwood, whatever you want to call it, for like at least 12 years, okay? I have always, I might have heard about it for the first time through Ancient Aliens, like way back, hearing about Zachariah Sitchin's work, which if you're familiar with Zachariah Sitchin, you'll know. If you don't know, then look him up. He was one of the, scientists that, studied Planet X. If you're not sure what Planet X is or Nibiru is, it's a binary star. So it's a 2-star system. 1 star, our star, the sun, is in the middle of our universe, and all those planets rotate around the sun in different, patterns, like the Earth 365, right? So on and so forth. But Nibiru, or the binary star, is actually on a elliptical orbit. So instead of going in a perfect circle, it goes in a very elongated. So it's like comes around about every 64,000 years, which is also the same amount of time as a yuga or an age or an eon. Okay, so a lot of people, there's a lot of belief that Nibiru is actually like basically like the Death Star. It's a spaceship. That's what the Anunnaki traveled on. That's how the Anunnaki got here, was on Nibiru. And with Nibiru comes different moons and other planetary objects. Okay. You guys already probably think I'm crazy anyway, so I really don't care, but we literally got the Unknown Planet. Go outside and don't look directly at the sun. I took a picture of it, and I'll have to post it if anybody wants to see. You guys, there is a perfect sphere that looks like a moon or a planet right next to the sun. You can literally video it. You can take pictures of it. Be careful not to be looking right at it. But if you want my personal opinion, it is that celestial body that is next to the sun that is causing all of this solar activity. Because anything that's going to be up and next to the sun is going to cause the sun to spurt out energy. If you already know, then you know. But if you don't, I'm sorry. You're going to think I'm crazy, but that's what it is. So Capricorn's got the Unknown Planet. Okay. Which I'm not sure how to, say what energies would go with an unknown planet, right? So let's just look that up. It's the 60th card. So hopefully I'm not losing you guys, and I apologize if I'm too far out there. I'm trying to will it in. Ancestors. Are my ancestors coming on the unknown planet? Okay, you guys, unknown planet. If there is still something unknown to us about the solar system, then it would be this planet. This foreign planet was greatly known by our ancestors, but it was forgotten with a tradition. Oh, that does remind me too. The Hopi prophecies of the blue and the red Kachina, that's Nibiru. Okay. If you're not sure about those prophecies, you might want to look them up because they're happening right now. Okay. So, and I think the blue Kachina is a comet. Lewis knows what's up. Okay. This foreign planet was greatly known by our ancestors. And how interesting. Lewis was just talking about ancestors. He's a Capricorn. And then we pull this planet, the unknown planet, which is talking about our ancestors. But it was forgotten when the tradition of leaving records had once stopped. However, it might reveal its presence in the future. You guys, it's out there. Trust and believe you can see it. Our binary star is back. This is because not only what we see with our eyes, sorry, I jumped around. However, it might reveal its presence in the future. This is because not only what we see with our eyes is considered real, right? We know that sometimes there are things out there that we don't necessarily see that are real. That's true. But if you go look, you can see that it's real and it's there. So if you're a Capricorn, it might be time for you to wake up about Nibiru. Okay. This is why we're calling this, Rise, Rambles, and Readings, you guys, because this is what I do. I need to just have an outlet to talk about this crazy shit, because if I have a client paying me for a reading, I can't go off on tangents about binary star systems. Do you know what I mean? I kind of need to keep it focused on their questions. So it's still of value. Oh, we're all crazy in our own way. True that, you guys. True that. Okay, so next up, Aquarius. Speaking of crazy in our own way, Aquarius. A lot going on for Aquarians right now, you guys. Like, so many planets in Aquarius, so many transits happening in Aquarius, and Pisces too, but I don't have really any Aquarian placements, and my 11th house is empty, but, we all have the energies of everything in some way, shape, or form, but I don't have a lot of it. Okay, Aquarius, you guys needed 2 cards today. I just dropped one. Okay, so bondage, which this is going to be one of those major arcana cards. So let's do another challenge here, because it doesn't give us any number to go off of. If you had to call a major arcana card and all you knew was the keyword is bondage and issues of control and freedom, what card would you say it is? My first thought is the devil, because the devil represents addictions and things that we feel like have control over us that we no longer have control over, even though we do, but we want to blame it on the devil and act like the devil is making us do it, right? But without knowing anything, there's no number on here. What card? It's a major arcana card. Do you guys have any other guesses besides the devil before I look it up? Issues of control and freedom and bondage. What other card do you think that could be? Or do you guys agree with the devil? Okay, and so that's your card, Aquarius, and you also got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, really good card. I would say with these 2 together, you could have whatever it is that you want. The 9 of Pentacles is basically the wish come true, but you're the one, keeping yourself in bondage. You're blocking your abundance with whatever it is that you're giving your power. You agree with the devil, Rebecca. Okay. I do. I think it must be. And again, for the energy for today, the 4th, with that Saturn and Mars conjunction, it makes sense that the devil would come up for Aquarius, because again, those transits are happening in Aquarius. I'm trying to look for the guidebook, but I misplaced it. Here it is. Okay. So we're pretty sure it's the devil. Let's just look it up. So if you're an Aquarian, you're blocking your abundance with whatever, you keep giving your power to, and you're wanting to live in a place where it's not like it's the devil's fault. You don't want to take accountability, but that's the whole thing about the devil. You're the one giving it the power. Temperance. Yeah. So it's the 16th card, but really would be the 15th, because the Fool in this, they're not counting it as 0. They're counting it 1. So yes, it would be the devil. This card indicates that you feel tied down to a situation or a person, that you are unable to be your true self and are acting the way you feel and should in order to keep the relationship or to maintain the situation at hand. Perhaps you even had credit card debt and simply can't seem to pay it off. To be free, you must recover your authentic self and walk away from the chains. The truth is that you are free. Feeling this way and living in freedom could be achieved simply. Shifting your mindset or attitude changing your mindset or attitude. It is certainly not advisable to abdicate responsibility. Be aware that part of you needs this challenge. if you can pass this test, you will be wiser and more complete than you were before. Kind of like that Seven of Pentacles earlier, which is technically not getting a return on investment, but instead of focusing on that, the key word was opportunity, an opportunity to learn a lesson. So if you have heavy Aquarius placements or your Aquarius sun, moon, or rising, then you've got to break yourself free from these bondages. You're the only person that can cut those cords and cut those chains. And that is the only thing blocking your abundance with this Nine of Cups being in reverse, or sorry, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So sorry, that's not the wish come true card. Nine of Pentacles is a little bit more like, you know, the person who has Nine of Pentacles upright is the person everybody looks up to, like, damn, they got it going on. They got money. They're, you know, they live a great lavish life. They are a person to be respected and valued. In reverse, it's kind of the opposite of that, right? So for Aquarius, what energy do they need today to go along with that? So if you're Aquarius and this resonates, maybe just make some better choices today. Whatever those chains are, just if you're not ready to break free from them yet, identifying them is the first step, right? Okay, so you guys also got a planetary card. You guys got a comet. So a comet would be something like Chiron, right? And we were talking about Chiron a lot last week, the wounded healer. So maybe something on that new moon, you were trying to manifest on the new moon, and your Chiron was like, you haven't done your shadow work yet. There will be no, you know, good fortune and abundance. That's going to be blocked until you clear whatever it is in your Chiron that's not been cleared yet. Back to the root chakra. Root chakra is the fear and the material world. We need to rise your Kundalini up, because if you're still living in the root chakra, that's just your basic needs. The root chakra is, do I have a roof over my head? Do I have food? Do I have shelter? Do I have sex? Do I have sleep? Do I have water? And those things are great. But if you're ready to get onto the 5D, if you're wanting to be part of the ascension, then you cannot be still living in the root chakra, being tied down, you know, to material shit. If your energy's right, then abundance is going to be coming to you easily. And it could be your Lilith too as well. Is Lilith a comet though? Is Lilith a comet? I don't know why, because they also call Lilith Black Moon. So I don't know why I think moon, right? But I think you're right. It could be Lilith. But you look at your chart and see what, you know, is maybe being transited or activated right now if you're an Aquarius, which again, it could be a lot, because every planet right now is basically in either Aquarius or Pisces. Okay. So that was Aquarius. Next up, Pisces. You guys aren't last today. You guys are like fifth, right? So Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. You're sixth today. I'm going to try to take turns so that you guys don't have to wait till the very end. What about this? The Thoth. Seven of Coins is spirituality investment. I want to see those Thoth too. Which Thoth cards do you want to see, Lewis? And actually, now that you bring up Thoth, people in my Oracle Obsessed group know, because I was talking about it, but I was searching for some Egyptian deity like statues to work with, and I stumbled across these little figurines that are called wee Egyptians, like wee little like baby Egyptians. I've only got 2 so far. I like ordered the whole set, but look how cute. So that's Thoth. Okay. Like, tell me, isn't that precious? And then this is Newt. Newt is normally the one that's like in the sky, that's like this over the sky, and like the stars are on her, right? But aren't they so adorable? So I've got, of course, Isis coming. I've got Anubis. I've got Horus. I've got Hathor. Aren't those so cute? We Egyptians. Aren't they amazing? Okay, but Thoth. Okay. The one that I was telling you about, the Book of Patch Thoth deck, Lewis, is that what you're talking about? This Thoth deck, the book patch, did you order it yet? Anybody looking for an amazing Thoth deck, I recommend the Patch Tarot. This is the book that comes with it. They do have to be purchased separately. It is kind of expensive, but this book is so like detailed. Every card has like 5-6 pages of information. If you want to learn the Thoth system, definitely, you know, I'm not saying that you shouldn't start out with like a traditional, you know, Aleister Crowley type Thoth deck, but this deck just doesn't, I study with it, but I don't love the feel of it, the energy of it, but I love that Patch Tarot. It's so good. Even if you buy the deck one time and then purchase the book later, because I think it was around $125 or something for both, but you don't have to buy them both at once. Aren't those wee Egyptians the cutest thing you've ever seen? Oh my God, I know. And, you know, I've listened to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, I don't know how many times. If you guys haven't already read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, you can get it on YouTube for free, like the audiobook, but I needed to have it in my hands. So I purchased the book. Where is it? I've been reading it, so it should be right here. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. Listen to the audiobook, even if you get the hard book or like the physical book, I would still listen to it the first time, but I've been reading it out loud, you guys, and I brought myself to tears the other day reading this out loud. It is so powerful. So powerful. I'm going to just read you guys a little paragraph. So one of my favorite areas of the book is the tablet number 6, which is the Key of Magic. So, okay, here. Hark ye, O man, to the wisdom of magic. Hark to the knowledge of powers forgotten. Long, long ago, in the days of the first man, warfare began between darkness and light. Men, then as now, were filled with both darkness and light. And while in some darkness held sway, and others light filled the soul. Aye, age old is this warfare, the eternal struggle between darkness and light. Fiercely it is fought all through the ages, using strange powers hidden to man. Adepts have there been filled with the blackness, struggling always against the light. But others there are who, filled with the brightness, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Where ye may be in all ages and planes, surely ye shall know the battle with night. Long ages ago, the sons of the morning, descending, found the world filled with night. There is that pastime between the struggle, the age-old battle of darkness and light. Many in that time were so filled with darkness that only feebly flamed the light from the night. Some there were, masters of darkness, who sought to fill all with their darkness, sought to draw others into their night. Fiercely withstood they, the masters of brightness, fiercely fought they from the darkness of night. Sought they ever to tighten the fetters, the chains that bind men to the darkness of night. Used they always the dark magic, brought into man by the power of darkness, magic that enshrouded man's soul with darkness. That's just the first page. But you guys, even just listening to it, doesn't it feel, I could go on for days. If you have not, you don't even have to know what it's about. You don't have to know, just listen to it. The information will upgrade your DNA, I promise you. Just listen to that audiobook. I've listened to that and the Kybalion probably 4 or 5 times each. But then I wanted to be able to, the next step is if you can watch and read the words as you listen to it, and then you can get to the point where you just want to read it. And then that vibration coming from your own, throat chakra, it's amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay. Isn't it powerful? Again, that's why we're calling this show Rambles, right? This is why I'm Rhiannon Rambles. I'm literally always going to be all over the place, but I promise you whatever comes through is exactly what we needed to talk about today. Sometimes just sitting there and allowing whatever to come through is the best thing ever, right? Okay, Pisces, sorry for the delay, but maybe Thoth, wanted to talk to Pisces today because he certainly got brought into the conversation. Thoth or Thoth, however, right? Again, tomato, tomato. Flexible. Pisces, Monday, April 4th. Lewis says, where do you need to be more flexible? Let's see what your card says. There it is. 2 more. Okay, so 5 of Cups reverse as well as 3 of Swords reverse. So some of you Pisces might have had a hard weekend and you might be in your feelings still a little bit. We've got 2 reverse cards. Both of them, regardless of which way they are kind of difficult energy. Heartbreak. And 5 of Cups is always a choice, though. 5 of Cups is like, do we want to focus on the 3 cups that are spilled and be a glass half empty type of person? Or do you want to focus on the 2 cups that are left and be a glass half full person? My Rebel show is flexible. Yes, it has to be flexible. I'll have to have Lewis on one morning. I was talking last week. I want to start getting some other people that want to go on live. Lewis is fascinating to listen to. You just have to have the experience. So Lewis, if you ever want to have a morning, we can wait and I want to be a little bit more consistent, so people know that I'm going to be here. I don't know if this is the best time because obviously most people are at work, but, Lewis is fascinating. Okay. So Pisces, let's get your crystal card. What energy can help Pisces mitigate this sadness that they're feeling, or they're feeling overwhelmed or defeated? And even your crystal card came in reverse, which you got fluorite. Okay. And fluorite is the activation of the crown chakra, as you can see here. Fluorite helps with learning and knowledge retention. If you have a test that you're going to be taking or something that you need to study, fluorite is really good for that. Love fluorite because, depending on if you get really, really like deep, dark purple from like Mexico, kind of like amethyst a little bit, definitely crown chakra. But if you get a little bit more of like the turquoisey blue, it might be a little bit better for like your throat chakra, but definitely the top 3 chakras. So I feel like, because the energy is kind of heavy, because like I said, even your fluorite was in reverse. Maybe today's focus is just kind of connecting and just remembering you're a child of God. For me, the crown chakra is always about that connection to source. So just remembering that you're divine. And again, all the experiences that we're going through, even the difficult ones, are here to help us with the lessons that we need to learn, the karmas that needed to be cleared, or whatever, right? We all in a way have either attracted a situation or, in the pre-existence, we've asked people to come in and hurt us because we made an agreement with them that they would hurt us to help us to learn those lessons, right? So remember who you are and remember, your connection. Okay. And up next was, because after Pisces is Aries, and we literally just got the Emperor, which is your card. So Aries still very much in your element. This is your domain. This is your, and upright, you're in your full power. Okay. The masculine influence and power. It's just all about Aries being dominant, being not being afraid to be a leader, stepping into your leadership roles. Okay. What crystal element? So if you have dominant Aries placements, I'm an Aries rising. Wherever your Aries is at, take a look at that and just don't be afraid to, maybe that's why I decided to go back and start a daily live thing. Once we entered Aries season, it just gives me the motivation to do those type of things. And Aries got the unknown planet as well. So the unknown planet wanted to make an appearance twice today. So take some, maybe even just 5 minutes and do a little bit of your own research about Nibiru. Also, AKA Planet X. In the Bible, it's called Wormwood. I think it's also maybe like, is it kind of a coincidence that China is also talking about how they have basically created a second sun? And I wonder if that was like all a cover, so that when we start seeing it, they're going to say that that's China's nuclear fusion, whatever they did to create a sun. That's not me being crazy, you guys. That's in like the mainstream news. You can look that up. So Emperor, very much in your Aries energy. And I guess I would say then too, the Capricorn and Aries energies that received this unknown planet, we must be being affected by this energy even more so. It's definitely already within it's been coming into our solar system for like the past 25, 30 years, because it was clear on the outskirts past Pluto. Then it's just gradually coming in. And now it's close enough that we can see it. You can't see it with the naked eye, but if, like I said, if you take a camera and you zoom in on that sun, now the orbit of that planet is faster than the orbit of the sun. So it moves very quickly in the sky throughout the day. I've noticed I can see it best when I go and my sun is in the western sky up at, I think it's around probably 3 o'clock p.m., 3 to 4, like between 2 and 4 probably. That's when I have noticed it. If you want to go look, you can. Also, I think it would be like, I'm pretty sure I haven't tried it, but just like it when there's an eclipse, if you put on a welding hood, you can look directly at the sun, and you should be able to see a perfect sphere of a planet right next to the sun, and you're going to shit your pants and be like, oh my God, she's not crazy. That's what else we have here. Mina. Yeah, I'm not doing personal readings today. We just did all the collective. You can watch the playback, and whatever your sign is, you can see what the energy for today is. So that's it. We're done for today because that was Aries. We ended on Aries. Tomorrow, like I said, whoever gets on first and comments, will start with your guys' energy. Try not to argue with people today. Try not to let that Saturn-Mars conjunction get the better of you. And have a good day. And if you get an opportunity to go take a look at the sun, I recommend you do that, and let me know tomorrow if you were able to see it. And I'll let you know if I get to meet my second grandbaby, who is most likely on her way today. Yes, be flexible, you guys. Be flexible. And be in your heart. Okay. Have a good day. Oh, and there's my daughter right there. Okay. See you guys. Love you guys. Bye.